And going along with the video on finding your vocal breaks, what is a vocal break? So, there are a few different philosophies. Oh well. There are some teachers that will not teach breaks at all. There is a philosophy that registration, so you'll hear different terminology. There's range registration, vocal breaks, head voice, chest voice, mode 1, mode 2, TA dominant, CT dominant. So I'm going to break it down really simply. We have two different muscle groups in the larynx. So imagine this is your larynx. We have little cartilages on the back that bring your vocal folds together so you can make noise, and the thyroid cartilage in the front. So we have one group of muscles that pulls your vocal folds out and stretches them like a rubber band. So that is your CT dominant or mode 2 voice. So mode 2 stretches out your vocal folds so you can sing higher. This CT dominant sound tends to be a bit lighter, so we call this the head voice. The reason it's called head voice is not because we produce the sound in our head. All of the sound originates here and resonates through our face, right? It's because we feel resonation. We feel vibrations in our face when we sing like that. And then we have the opposite muscle that works with that, thickens your vocal folds. So that's called the TA or mode 1, the thyroarytenoid. So these are the arytenoids in your imaginary larynx in the back. And they squeeze together and they make your vocal folds thick. And that's what makes our voices louder. So this is where we get the idea for chest voice. And chest voice is called chest voice because we feel sympathetic vibrations in the chest cavity. Again, the fundamental frequency begins right here in your larynx, a little bit higher than that, right in your larynx at the vocal fold level. But as that sound travels, the vibrations travel throughout your body, and we feel vibration through the chest in our chest voice and through the head in the head's voice. This might not be true for everybody, but generally speaking, you will probably feel those sensations, especially if you're paying close attention and being mindful in your singing. So what happens in a break is we thicken the folds to sing loudly. When we sing loudly to a certain point, that TA muscle gives up a little bit, can't work anymore, and we give in to straight CT muscle, and then we get that head voice sound. If we do not develop the head voice, if you do not continue to work on both parts of your voice, both the chest voice and the head voice, then that head voice often tends to be very weak. If you only speak we mostly speak in our chest voice, our mode 1 registration. Occasionally you'll meet some people that speak in their head voice, which is a softer sound and placed a little higher. So if you're speaking more in head voice, it will be lighter. But if you don't use it, you lose it. So the reason why I encourage singing both, whether you're a soprano and you're never going to use it, I still encourage you to practice your chest voice. If you are a male singer or a chest voice inclined singer and you are never going to use your head voice, I still encourage working on it. I encourage biologically male singers to sing with their falsetto, because that strengthens those muscles and allows more flexibility within the larynx itself. So remember, these are muscles and you have to treat them well. and you have to work them out. And if you don't work them out, they're not going to get any stronger. So remember, it's just a muscle group. So if your muscles can't do it yet, you have to train them, and you have to train them slowly, methodically, and carefully. Otherwise, you can sustain an injury, and that's one thing we never ever want, is injuries. I hope this was helpful in breaking down this range, registration, breaks, all of that. It's one of the biggest questions I get as a voice teacher, and it's one of the things that the more you do it and you get used to doing it, the more sense it makes. So thank you for listening today.